Previously on Two Past Midnight.
As you're coming up on the bridge, you're like, oh shit, there's a mine there.
He stops. He's like, whoa.
How big is this bridge? Like,
how many hexes do we have to get across?
10-meter hexes across this bridge.
All of a sudden, like about 3 feet in front of you as you're walking, and you see a mine.
Oh.
Are we all right up there?
So I'm just kind of lollygagging, bopping back and forth, and kick a rock.
And nothing goes boom. Who was on watch?
Ellis.
All right, Ellis, roll me a recon roll.
I got a 3 and a 3. I don't know. The fog is very thick.
You guys remember where we ended last time?
I bought fishing stuff, and we were going to take a walk.
Lost in the woods?
You guys weren't lost.
We failed recon roll was where we were at. We set up a camp, and whoever was on watch, I can't remember who it was. Was it me?
Pretty sure it was you.
it was Emmett that was on watch.
Okay. I failed.
Yeah.
The recon roll for watch then.
Mm-hmm.
But they ended up going by us, didn't they?
No.
That happened the first time.
That's when I failed watch.
Yeah, we already dodged one.
Yep.
This one we didn't know if we were dodging or not based off of our hiding camp ability.
Yeah. You guys were
So
surrounded
we were-
by fog, and we had a large group of civilians walking towards the camp. So.
Oh, shit, it was a large group of civilians. It was like 25 or a dozen? Or
It was. I think it was a dozen of them or something like that, maybe 10.
Either way, it's too fucking many.
It was a whole bunch of civilians. And that was where we ended last time. So Emmett's on watch, and Kyle was...
we were all sleeping.
Everyone's sleeping except for Emmett. Yeah, you guys are all sleeping. That's right.
Yeah, we just rotated off of somebody had actually prepared the fish the shift before.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And then I think Kyle ate it, if I remember correctly. Ate that one fish ration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, so it's foggy, and we could see that whole group of civilians walking towards the camp. Kyle, roll me a D6 for weather other than the fog. Because I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to assume since it's foggy, it's cloudy. So we'll just go with that.
Rolled a 5.
Never mind. I had changed my mind.
I know,
It
but I
stayed the
rolled
same
it
anyway,
anyways.
so. And, wait, wrong one.
Well, fuck you and your roll, Kyle.
Yeah.
Still happened.
And, night goes on. And you don't notice anything, Emmett. That's it. Morning comes. You guys wake up.
I feel like that's worse.
And it is the morning of the 8th. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to eat 1 ration of food. That's what I'm going to do. Just to make sure I get that in.
Yeah, I think we probably all best ought to.
Except for me, I had my fish.
Yes, you had the fish.
I think I only have 1 ration. Now I have none. Oh, wait, we had group... I don't remember.
We already split up the group rations, right?
Okay. Then I have
No,
1.
Bruce was carrying all the rations, wasn't he?
I bought them all. I don't know if I held on to them.
If it's on your character sheet, that's what you got.
All right, so what is your guys' plan? You wake up and it's cloudy.
Think we should start hitting the road, guys? We've got an awful long trek.
Forced ruck march.
By the way, point of order on travel. We screwed this up last time.
Sure.
So, when traveling, the terrain modifiers for speed, I thought this at the time, but they only apply to off-road driving. For marching and on-road driving, the speed factor is always 1.
Oh. See, I thought it was the same across the board.
Well, those are the... nope.
Okay. All right.
You win.
Yep. I mean, that's better for you guys, actually.
It is.
That means that it shouldn't have been 1/2 or anything like that for woods or for hills, and not 1/3 for mountains.
Deal.
Which I think seems ridiculous, honestly, but I didn't make the rules.
I've hiked in enough mountains that it seems reasonable to be 1/3.
Right? Yeah, but you're going up and then down, and down's the easier.
But then it's not a straight shot. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to walk north. No. You got to like circumvent shit and go around.
Right. And like, yeah, I agree. Here's the thing. I agree with you. But the rules as written say otherwise. So
I'll take it.
Yeah. Okay, the one rule that went in our favor. There we go.
There you go.
Write that down.
You're welcome. Look, I don't just try to like punish you guys with the rules. I try to play by the rules, and when they help you, they're helping you. I could have just kept going with the whole half speed thing. But I thought I remembered us fucking that up early on in the game and then being like, oh shit, that doesn't apply to marching. And then we screwed it up again.
I mean, it's been a minute since we've been on foot.
Right. All right, so you guys are all waking up in your camp. You're kind of like right there on the edge of the foothills, just to the west of Krakow. You can kind of see the city, too, from where you are. Like just like off in the distance. And just because of your slightly higher elevation. And what do you guys want to do?
Not go there.
Captain, what's the plan?
I mean, we're all rested up and fed, so I mean, we thank God and try and get our feet underneath of us and keep moving.
Do we have a goal of how far we want to go each day, or are we just going to kind of...
Well, I mean, I had some thoughts on that. I mean, we're not going to make it far if we're... basically, we're walking while it's daylight and sleeping in the evening and doing shift sleep rotations.
Yeah, and we're going to run out of food as well if we keep that up. We might, hopefully we find some stuff along the way.
Right. So, I mean, there's a couple different ways we could look at this. I mean, we can either try and push it a little further each day, go an extra shift, extra 2. We could try and disguise our camp better, put all of our eggs in the basket of hiding our camp and everybody sleep 1 shift. Then we're able to travel 3, sleep 1.
Did you not sleep, Captain?
No, I slept. We went 2, slept 2, because we're with our rotation. I'm saying if we hide the camp well enough, we could try and not have a watch.
I personally do not like the idea of not having a watch.
Well, I understand that, but I also personally don't like if we only travel 2, we're going to run out of food quickly if we're only traveling 2 hexes a day. Total meta.
Well, total meta, that is a bit of good sport, if you will. Hunting is not so bad.
Right, but then now we have to spend shifts trying to hunt, trying to feed ourselves. Or we can try and push, or we can just try and push past sleep deprivation.
I believe that is worse.
I don't really know that it is. I mean, it's only a couple minuses to recon. I mean, most of us, I believe, have ranger and other things that might offset marching beyond. Bruce is like, no.
Bruce is like,
not,
I ain't got shit.
So, from a complete meta standpoint, I believe...
let's cover that, Jeremy. Thank you. Yeah, because you just shared that marching thing. So,
which one?
The march 2 hexes per shift on road or an open terrain. Off-road, in any terrain type except open, you can march 1 shift per 1 hex per
1 hex
shift.
per shift.
So that is much more complicated than we've been doing. So basically that means if it's road, you can do 2.
Yep. Or open.
Always. No, well, I'm just saying if it's road, always 2.
Yes.
If it's open, 2. Right? But if it's woods, then it would be
1.
1. Unless there's a road, and then it's 2.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So, as it stands now, we are most likely only going to be able to march 10 kilometers per shift. But also, we should not be careless, I do not think.
Right, but I mean, you yourself even said we shouldn't dawdle.
There is a difference between dawdling and being headstrong, if you will.
Right, I understand.
Steady headway is better than rushing. Slow and steady.
So technically, according to this map, because also the map's terrain is defined by what the center dot is.
Correct.
So the next one counts as hills, because I moved the X to C, right?
You moved the ecstasy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Adam's a mule now.
The one after that counts as open terrain, or road. So it would be 1, 2 hex worth. But then the problem is then that'd be as far as, because the next hex you wouldn't be able to go all the way into because of its terrain type. Yeah,
I thought your movement speed was based off of the hex you were in.
No, because if you don't have enough to move into it, you can't until you have the movements. Then until you accrue the movement. It's the same with combat.
Right.
It talks about that in combat. Like if you're going up a hill, you can't be like, but I started in flat open terrain. I can run all the way to the top of the hill. It's like, not if you don't have the movement speed.
Gotcha.
Like left over. Yeah.
Right. So, I guess that... All right. So, I would say we march for 2 shifts, rest, keep watch.
For 2 shifts.
Yeah. And then we deal with food once we've gotten low enough to actually... when everybody gets down to like 1 or 2 rations, then we start thinking about hunting and fishing and shit like that. Until then, march 2, rest 2. March 2, rest 2. That would be my suggestion. In character and out of character. But, you know, Captain, you're in charge.
1, 2, 3. Well, I mean, and then based off of the new rule, if we can march 2, rest 2, then once we hit the road, then we can march 4 if we stay on the road?
No. It's 2 on the road.
No, but it's 2 per shift.
Yes.
So then
Right.
during a day, we can march 4, rest 2, march 4,
See,
rest 2.
I'm still just thinking about per shift. So, yes.
Right, but
I'm saying shifts, Brian's saying shifts, you're talking hexes.
No, we're talking day accumulation. He's talking per shift.
Correct.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So we can
Correct. Same page.
We can do 2 a day until we get up to the road. If we can get up to the road, then we can start doing 4 a day.
So theoretically, you could spend 1 shift to go 1 hex to the northeast, and then on the next shift go northeast and then straight north.
Right.
Theoretically, but that means
yeah, because that'd be 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Precisely.
we could totally do that. Absolutely. Yep.
And then from then on, yeah, we're on. We can try and stay road until we get close to the destination up north.
Right.
Now the disadvantage with that is the number of encounter cards that are road specific versus those that are not.
Right. Well, yeah, of course, this game is not going to let you move 4 without taking some kind of
Penalty. Yeah.
Yeah.
A risk
Roads
and
are
reward.
more dangerous. Yeah. So,
Risk and reward.
I mean, but also your flat terrain, your flat open terrain still counts like the road. So, but your flat open terrain between you and your goal is mostly to the south, which is along in the area where it's the
Shepherd's Flock.
Shepherd's Flock territory.
Yes.
We could stay possibly to the west of the road.
For a bit, but then you're going into woods and hills again. Yeah.
Yeah, but then
1, 2.
I really personally I don't want
Open.
to go through Kielsey.
Open.
Like if we can avoid Kielsey, that'd be great. That's my own personal opinion.
Which one is Oh, up here? That?
The one that's all bombed the fuck out? Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you have information on that? Or do you just have a bad mojo?
Mojo. It's mojo.
Okay.
It doesn't give me a warm and fuzzy. Let's put it that way.
Do you want to roll some kind of... Didn't you have something that was like the... Not logistician, but something kind of... Didn't you have some kind of weird specialty?
I have
historian.
That's not going to necessarily be useful in this circumstance.
A factoid could be helpful.
I have intelligence, but that's when you spot an enemy troops, vehicle, weapons. If you succeed, tell me stats.
Tell you what, I'm going to give you a free roll on it with that. Even though you haven't seen it, just because you were in Krakow for a while.
Okay.
Oh, somebody's going to die. He's been benevolent twice tonight. Somebody's going to die.
Yeah, I know, right?
We haven't even moved yet.
Well, I was overly benevolent, and then Jeremy corrected me. So, good job, Jeremy. This was a pop quiz. He reminded me. And then, teacher, we were supposed to have an exam today.
Well, I got an 8 and a 5, so 1 success.
1 success? Okay.
Yeah.
You do know that you had heard rumors of the 20th Tank Division of the Soviets operating somewhere to the north. You just don't have a specific location. But you also know that when you're on foot in a small group, avoiding tanks would be relatively easier than other infantry groups because they make noises. They're big.
That's fair. I would obviously share that intel because I have no reason to keep to myself.
Yeah.
So
Murph does say to Emmett, look, Emmett, I'm not down with not keeping watch. We got lucky the one time where we just got our shit stolen. Next time we might get our throats slit.
Well, I mean, I understand that but we were with that was when we were with a large group of not us. And yes, I still very much am not okay with not keeping watch, but I mean, also we've got a large amount of ground to hump across here. And if we're going to, you know what I mean, if we're only going to cover these tiny little baby steps per day, it's going to take us a couple weeks to get up there to where, you know what I mean, this is already passed. So the longer it takes us to get there, the colder the trail is, as far as I'm concerned. I'm not looking to put anybody at risk, but, you know, I feel like if we're not pushing ourselves a little bit, are we actually getting there before the trail goes cold anyhow?
I'm fine with the extra marching. It's just,
and you know what I mean.
Maybe
we have been through it. You know, they've humped us one side to the other during, you know, boot camp and other things. Is to go an extra hex or two. You know, I'm not saying. I was just looking to try and see how hard we could push this group to get us there. That's all I'm looking for. What's the fastest way we can get there without killing Bruce? Because that's what it boils down to. Is, you know, we're only as strong as our weakest link. Bruce is a large asset to us, but at the same time, he's probably the largest liability at this point as far as not dying out here. And he warms my heart, but I don't want to see him dead. But you also have to look at he's going to be the one that can't hump it without dying.
I'm the mobility king, FYI.
Well, when we're humping like this, I don't think you get to roll mobility, unfortunately.
what's your stamina, Bruce?
Stamina, that would be in a nothing.
I knew I loved Bruce. I knew it.
Murph actually has the ranger specialty, so he's got a +1 to stamina for marching.
Right. So does Emmett. Emmett's got a +1 to stamina for marching, and he also has an A and an A for stamina. So that's why Emmett's like, hey, we'll just keep going. Let's just roll. That's Emmett. That's how Emmett's always done it. Is I'll just go until my boots wear out or my heart stops. One of the two.
There's a tortoise and a hare analogy here, though.
Hold on. As a person who is invested in this story, do it, Captain. No, I'm serious. Because I'm not in charge of shit as a character. Not in charge. He's following you. You're driving to find your son, right?
Right. That's where my mindset's at, as far as what I'm saying.
Character-wise, fucking...
I'm not saying like I want anybody dead, but I mean, if we take a little fatigue and then rest...
I love it. No, I love it. It's like riding the horse until they are fully lathered and will not go any farther. No, I dig it.
And then that's when we set up camp.
I dig it. No. Fucking do it. Let's do it. It's not going to be great for Ellis, and it sure as shit is not going to be great for
I know. I'm not making any friends
Bruce.
Here, but
No. I love it.
I would like to change my buddy.
Just from being in Emmett's head, being from the standpoint of how long has it been since we found out? We just got out of the city. We're further away than we were supposed to be. All these things say Emmett's got to push to get to this destination faster than what we would consider meta or safe.
No, I dig it.
So I feel like Emmett's going to try and push for, an extra hex or two a day. Like, come on, let's just hump a little further.
Ellis will 100% voice his objections, not disrespectfully, but also will follow your lead. So, and I really like the idea of Emmett being like, no, fuck it. Everything be damned. We're going to get there. I dig it.
I mean, we gotta push forward, guys. I'm not like I said, you guys are here by your choice. I want you guys here. I need you guys' help. I am willing to protect you guys to the bitter end. But I think at the same time, if we baby step this all the way there, the trail's going to go cold, and we're not going to be any closer than we are today than when we arrive at the blown out tank that Bruce had seen. So I need you guys to, you know what I mean, nut up or shut up kind of thing. If we're not gonna push through this, if we're not gonna shoot the curl, we're gonna end up just, you know what I mean, floating on our floaties here like a bunch of babies. So it's gonna be hard, but that's what soldiers do. When things get hard, we go harder. So I think we need to push for an extra couple hexes a day. We need to push a couple extra, you know what I mean? We need to push to our limits before we rest again. If we're comfortable, we're not trying hard enough.
You are putting us all at risk. I want you to be aware of this.
I've known that since I started this.
All right.
That's why I even told Bruce back at the town, this has got to be your choice. He wanted me to make sure I wanted him to come along, and I do. But this is all by your own choices. I am not pulling command. That's not what's going on here. This is what I am doing, and if you're coming with me, this is how we're going to do it.
If you want this to be my choice, then give me the map.
You know what? This thing don't mean nothing to me anyhow. Take it. But I need you to keep us on track. This is the only thing we've got going that way. I'm not here. I'm not here on this side of on this side of the world trying to hold hostages. I don't want anybody being enslaved to anybody. It's something that I highly frown upon. You can ask these guys. Take the map. If you choose to come with us, you come with us.
Murph definitely gives a raised eyebrow look to Emmett.
Ellis holds out his hand, takes the map, looks at it, jots down a couple things on it, looks up like he's doing math in his head, and Ref, whatever that is, if you want to give me that information now or later, that'd be cool. Either one.
We'll worry about it later. You're a ways away from having to worry about it anyway. So
cool. So he's kind of doing some calculation in his head, and he's looking up. And he chews on his lip a little bit, and then hands the map right back to you. That is good. Thank you. I believe you were navigating?
Yeah. Look, I want to be able to trust you, but we've had more people than not put a knife in our back. I don't want to always sleep with one eye open, but I feel like this group has to watch each other's back, and everybody has proven themselves. You want to roll with us, we will protect you to the best of our ability. That's what I tell everybody who joins up. That doesn't always turn out well. We've lost a lot coming across this country. But what I'm asking is that everybody here... Bruce, I'm talking to you. You ain't said a word this whole time. And I'm a little nervous that you're not paying attention. We're going to have to start working a little harder to keep moving. Are you in with us?
I will do the best I can.
That's all I'm asking for. That is all I'm asking for. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm not looking for anybody to lay their life down for no good reason. I'm just looking for your best moving forward, and I will promise that I will do the same.
Captain, I told you I would help you find your son in exchange for this information that you have given me. Is 2 weeks sufficient?
We get moving, that should be more than enough time to get us at least to where Bruce had seen the tank.
And 2 weeks seems fair for the payment.
Yes. From there, I don't know what happens.
Deal. Elish holds out his hand to shake on it.
Emmett will definitely grab a good firm grip, and he'll actually do the thing where he grabs you on the bicep too.
That's a power move.
Oh yeah. I appreciate any help I can get. All right, boys. Enough talk. We gotta get moving. Let's conserve some energy and let's get some boots shuffling across this.
Lead the way, sir.
Murph, I think he's talking to you.
Who had the best survival?
Murph's got the best recon. I've got the better survival, I thought.
Yeah, you do.
I believe that's correct.
So I still think it's... Is it? I mean, they both pretty much happen simultaneously, don't they?
Yes.
And did we determine we're on road or not?
No, we're not.
All right, so it's a straight roll, no.
Yeah, we're going to try and go basically from here. I think we're trying to travel northeast over to the road. If we get on the road, then we can start getting 2 hexes a shift on the road, but our encounter crap goes way up. So
Yep.
Just be ready, boys.
All right.
This is
Recon roll.
exciting.
I'm nervous.
10 and a 2 on recon, so 2 successes.
Okay. And you guys begin to head northwest. East. Oh, wait.
Just say,
I
wait,
don't know.
what?
Roll survival. Who's navigating?
Yeah, roll survival and see where you're actually headed.
we're lost.
A 6 and a 7. That's 2 successes.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, so you're able to move that 1 hex for the morning shift. I'm not going to say it took the whole shift to debate, so yeah, you guys are able to move that 1 hex, even if it was most of the episode, which is fine. I realized I sat here completely quiet for probably a good 30 minutes. That's awesome. My track's going to be great.
You might not have the biggest track this time.
I know. It was awesome. And yeah, so you guys move to the hex you want to go to. You guys should have control of that. Like, you should be able to grab it and move it. Kyle, roll me a d6 for weather.
2.
Still cloudy. Weather remains the same. Chris, you got really high on your recon roll, right?
2 successes.
All right, so as you're going along, I mean, there's like back roads and stuff, but none of it counts as like open road. You know what I mean? Like big open road going in a straight line, like highway type shit that would like benefit your travel. But there's going to be small little roads here and there. As you're going along, up ahead a ways, you see a small village, right? And this village seems to have probably about 8 houses or so. You can see a couple people, like you can see people in the village, and it looks like they have a couple people posted up as guards, like on the road entrance in to the village. But that's it. You see a small village up ahead of you.
So he stops and heads back a little, because I'm assuming we're kind of staggered, or are we all in a fucking clusterfuck bunch?
I assumed you guys are about 1 meter apart, so that if I throw a grenade, it'll kill all of you. That's my assumption.
See, my assumption is not that.
That you guys can't see each other.
We can see each other. He turns around and trots back to whoever's second in line.
Yeah, that'd be Emmett.
Oh, is it Emmett?
Yep.
Emmett, we got a village up ahead, and it's inhabited, and they've got guards posted. Do we want to go around it? Do we want to try to see if we can make friends? Or I'm thinking, just because of the shepherd's flock factor, it might not be the worst idea to avoid this shit.
You know what? I think you're probably right. I'd say we'd probably be best just to try and kind of skirt out around.
Bad things seem to happen when we come across people.
Not always, but more times than not.
Is that your guys' plan?
Yes, we'll try and circumvent.
Okay. Yeah, because I think also there's generally rules for that as well. Because it was like for backing off, basically, and like going around. Fuck, where the hell is that?
Yeah, because we used it when we were trying to get to Krakow.
Yeah.
If you back off from an encounter without being spotted, you can circle around it off-road. This will cost you an additional hex of off-road movement modified by terrain before you can continue forward.
Yeah. So you can either keep on going and still have your hexes of movement, or you can use up the next shift going around it, essentially. Which would basically get you to the road at the beginning of the evening shift.
Yeah, I think we're better off trying to still do that and lose the hex. We'd still make it at evening. If we go into the town, we could end up held hostage there. Who knows? We've had a lot of bad things happen. But more than likely, this one he'll tell us later is, they were actually going to, heal our wounds and sing Kumbaya, but who knows?
Unlimited food and rest and a teleportation machine.
Then you think all the cards are bad.
So what are you guys doing?
We're going around.
Okay. All right, so it is... Kyle, go ahead and roll me another D6 for weather.
4.
Remains the same. And, yeah. So now we're heading into the evening, and it's still cloudy. But you guys are over at the road hex, so...
Road.
So you can move yourself over to that road hex now.
If there was ever a drop we were going to have, that needs to be one of them.
Road hex.
Road hex.
For the other referees out there, that encounter card is the Ace of Diamonds, so... Ha ha. All right, so you guys get up on the road hex, and it seems to be... I don't know. You know what? Actually, I didn't make you guys roll another survival roll. Roll another survival roll for navigation. And then a recon roll for recon.
I got a 1 and a 7.
Okay. You're not lost.
7 and a 9, so 2 successes.
Okay. All right, so you make your way into that hex, and you guys are gonna... What's your plan? What is your plan now?
Our plan now is to start following the road.
All right, so it is evening now.
Is this our third shift?
Yes, this is now evening because you went morning, day, evening. So that means if you guys are going to continue on marching, everyone has to make a stamina roll.
Oh, you can't do... How many shifts are you able to do? 2?
2.
Okay.
And then you have to start making stamina rolls. If you're in a real rush... Yeah, so the first one, it's a flat stamina roll. The fourth one is a -2. And then it keeps accruing -2 modifiers.
The -2s keep going up from there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, also you become sleep deprived, actually.
Right, I understand that.
Yeah.
But if we push this one, we can go 2 more.
Mm-hmm. To the north, yep.
Yep. So, yeah, I guess it's going to be stamina for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You ready, Bruce?
No.
Come on, this is a Bruce special.
I mean, if we fail it, it just means we get to rest.
You just force rest us.
My feet hurt.
It's because we just walked fucking 60 kilometers.
Some of it in circles.
Yeah.
I got 2 successes, 69.
All right. This is a pushable roll, by the way. But if you roll a 1, it's a hit point of damage.
And you're using the +1, right, Brian?
Well, I mean, I'm an A and an A anyway, so unless we're taking negatives already, we're not already on negative, so that +1 doesn't do me any good.
Okay, so I go from an A and a D to an A and a C. 8 and a 5, so 1 success.
Jeremy?
I got a 3.
Just one, a 3. Did you push it?
No.
Okay, it is pushable. Kyle, what'd you get?
An 8. 1 success.
I'm not going to be shown up by these Americans. A 2. Shown up.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you are.
Gentlemen, I'm plumb knackered.
Failure means that you're unable to march during that shift. Instead, you must rest, and if your stamina roll succeeds, you can choose to leave any stragglers behind and split up the group, or you can stay and wait for them. That's on the rest of y'all.
I'm resting.
Yep, force rest. All right, it looks like we're making camp.
Let's at least get out of the way here a little bit.
Well, yeah, don't set up the camp on the asphalt, please.
All right, so you guys set up camp directly in the middle of the road.
On the yellow line.
Mathematically centered on the
No, not on
line.
the yellow line. In the lane. Like, on the...
Yeah, so there's no chance of swerving. Yeah, 1 tent in one lane, 1 tent in the other lane.
That's it.
And then we roll a D6. Lows dies, highs live.
All right, so survival roll for setting up camp, and then a recon roll for hiding it. I'm assuming that's your plan.
Yes, so that would fall to Murph. Murph, I need you to set up camp. So your recon survival roll to set up and hide.
Wait, I do one or the other, don't I? Or am I doing
No,
both?
you have
Both.
to do both. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I got you.
Whoever's setting up camp.
Otherwise,
has to
I would
also-
do survival to try and hide it.
Okay.
But it has to be both for you. So you are recon survival. Bruce and Edward is sleeping.
All right, so survival first.
Yep.
4 and a 6, just got 1
Okay. And recon roll.
for hiding it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. 10 and a 10.
Okay. 4 successes.
That's a well-hidden camp.
Yeah, what does that camp look like, Chris?
It's on the tarmac.
Right in the middle of the road.
The terrain here is pretty is
Open. Yeah.
open, right?
Yeah, pretty open. Yeah.
So actually kind of like there's still slight undulations and elevation changes, right? Or is it dead flat?
No, there's still some hilliness in that hex, so I would say there's some hills. Yeah.
So, like, dugout sleeping positions in, like, the base of an elevation, right? So that everyone's kind of covered, and then any kind of vegetation and stuff there to cover up any obvious signs of us. So kind of dug out into the side of the hill in a way.
All right, so if Murph is the one making the camp, who's on watch for the shift? And this is the evening shift, technically.
Bruce, you be able to keep watch?
I can take the first watch.
All right, why don't you go ahead and take watch, and me and Big Ben here will take a rest the first shift. Seeing as how that's all he can do.
It's going to be -1 on the recon roll, by the way.
Lovely.
It's dark.
It's dim light because we're in evening.
My binoculars are no good.
I forget, the binoculars do work when you're on watch, right?
Yeah.
Probably not in the
Okay.
dark. Or am I still light?
It's dim light. It's fine.
Fine as in use them or fine as in don't
Yes.
use
Yeah,
Use
that's
them.
fine. Use them.
So that's a -1 with a +2?
Yeah, so all in all, +1.
Yeah, it's just with the binoculars, you'd be getting your +2 bonus for like a whole of like 30 meters or whatever it is that your actual visibility is at night.
Mm-hmm. 2 successes.
Yeah, 2 successes. Okay. All right, so Emmett is resting, I guess, or sleeping, or resting.
Emmett's sleeping.
Okay. Jeremy, Ellis.
Yeah, he's going to take the opportunity to sleep.
All right, so the evening goes along, and seems pretty quiet so far. And are you guys gonna chat about anything at any point, Chris and Kyle, or mostly because LT is usually pretty chatty? That's what I was wondering. Once everything's set up and
Yeah, Murph's just going about his business, setting up the camp and all of that.
We didn't really get as far as we wanted to today, did we?
No, but going through that village would probably delay us more or cause more issues.
Now, between the Brit not making it and going around the village, we're 1 day into this and we're behind schedule.
But we're alive. That's what
Yeah, I
matters.
didn't get shot at today, so that's always a good thing, but I'm already starting to worry about this timetable a little bit. I mean, I can sense Captain day by day by day. He's getting more and more worried about his son.
He is, and I understand that. But in my experience, slow and methodical keeps you alive. Fast and reckless gets you dead.
Yeah. For the first couple days, I'm sure will be understandable that we've fit a few hiccups, but I think the longer this goes along, the more we're going to end up pushing, and I'm just... I don't know. I'm hoping this works out more. I just got a bad feeling about this.
right then, off in the distance, you hear
Did you hear that?
and then another one.
Unfortunately, I've heard that way too many fucking times.
Oh, great. Those frat boys are at it again.
How close does it sound?
It sounds it's a little bit of ways off from where you are. A little ways, you can see this hilltop, and you can kind of see a pack of wolves. But it looks like they're kind of heading in your direction.
You think we should wake the guys up? Because I think maybe this smells trouble.
Let's make sure they're coming this way first.
All right, let's check it
These
out.
guys need rest.
I grab my axe.
It goes on for a while. as you're watching them, you can just see like there's about 8 wolves. Like you're thinking maybe, somewhere in that number, you'll see one and then you'll see another one and you'll see another one. And just kind of your estimate based upon being like, I think that's the same one I just saw. And then, trying to keep track.
Yeah, because how they move, you could see the same one twice and think they're 2 different ones.
Right. But you're kind of thinking, it seems like there's about 8 of them, somewhere in that ballpark.
You're a guy who always talks about reaching out and touching somebody from a distance. You think if you knocked one out, the rest would take off?
Yeah, but here's the other side of that equation. Gunshots are loud. Yes. Which scares them away, yes. But it also is a gunshot at nighttime in an open area.
You got 4 successes, Chris, right?
Yes.
I'm going to roll their recon roll.
Yeah, that was very seductive. Adam's dice rolling was doing something for me.
Ski-poles.
I had to roll 1 in each hand. I wasn't, I'm going to put them both in one. What kind of monster do you think I am?
Don't want them rubbing into each other. Come on.
Yeah. The dice don't like that.
Just downright unsanitary.
Yet. They don't like that yet.
You gotta coax them into it.
I gotta work them into it. Yeah. Soon they will be. All right, so I rolled the wolves recon roll to spot your hidden location. So you'll see the wolves, as I said, like off in the distance, kind of, and you'll hear them like as the sun's starting to set, and it's getting darker and darker. There's and every once in a while you hear. But other than that, it's quiet. We head into the night shift. What do you guys want to do?
Murph's going to rack out.
I'd say we switch out and... Oh, I'm more tired than I thought I was.
Yeah, Emmett would get up and take watch so those guys could sleep.
Does our British friend need more rest? He seemed pretty out of it.
He will also join Emmett on watch.
LT. Kyle, roll me a d6 for weather.
4, nothing.
Still cloudy. Emmett, roll me a recon roll at a -4.
Ooh. Here we go.
Emmett, what's your recon?
My recon is a C and a C.
I have the better recon.
Okay, whoever's on watch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. You can be watch, and I'll just be watching you.
Sure.
Well, apparently you can't see your hand in front of your face with your -4.
Obviously, at a -4, I'm.
So the you're gonna say the binoculars don't work at night?
Oh no, go ahead.
Okay, so it's a -2 all around. So B and a C goes C and a C, C and a D. All right. That's not great, but it's better than... What's a 8 and a 1? So 1 success.
Okay. All right, so Murph and LT are racked out, and Emmett and our British friend are up and on watch. Tell me what that looks like.
So how exactly did you get the scars on your face, if you do not mind me asking?
Yeah, that was a situation that went real bad. A couple of the guys that we were a part of, we rolled up on a church that was on fire. They bailed out of the truck that we had and ran to try and help because the doors were barred from the outside. So they were trying to keep the people in as they burnt the church down. We're still not sure who was the head of it. We've got some theories, but nothing hard factual. And my buddy Murphy.
Is that your friend's aversion to churches at this point?
Yeah, we tried to back the truck up to the doors, and he was driving. I was in the back. We were going to hook to the doors and try and pull the doors open with the truck. And he caught a glimpse of the cross and basically ran me and a female major that we had who was already wounded in the back of the truck and launched us headlong into the fire.
So he's had this issue before this incident. Good Lord.
Oh, he's had multiple, as you would say, incidents. This is neither his first or probably his last. So, he's a good soldier, but he's broken at best.
It does take a toll.
It most certainly does.
And your son, how old is he now?
19.
19. It's quite young.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much got drafted as soon as he was eligible.
Do you actually think you'll find him here?
I mean, if I didn't have hope that I could find him, what would I be doing? I made a promise to my wife as she passed away from cancer. She told me to come find him. I had to pull a lot of strings, kind of off the book stuff. I was already out. I had already started a new career as a firefighter there on the island of... I'm from Hawaii. I don't know if you know where that's at or not.
We do have Atlas where we're from.
Well, I mean, but everybody I've run into here thinks that New York and California might actually border each other, so...
Oh, no, they're quite distinct. They're on opposite coasts, of course.
I don't want to assume that you know. But anyway, I started as a firefighter on the island. He got drafted, she got sick. And I made a promise to her that I'd try everything that I could to bring him home safe. I pulled some strings, called in some favors from some people that I had helped out before. And with all the chaos that was going on as this all shook out, it actually wasn't all that difficult to move kind of unseen. I mean, they just were looking for warm bodies at a certain point.
A deathbed promise is quite a lofty and weighty thing to carry.
I mean, all my promises are lofty and weighty. I don't say things without meaning them. I mean, the good book says you will be held accountable for every idle word that you say. So I don't mince them and I don't waste them.
It's hard to come by these days, Captain.
Well, I can't speak for anybody else. I don't pretend to know what everybody else is going to do or what they're going to think. All I know is I'm going to try and do right by my wife, right by my son, and right by you gentlemen who have decided to follow me in some way.
I'm actually quite surprised that you didn't just leave me, honestly.
Well, I mean, we came to a gentleman's agreement. I shook your hand. You're coming with us, so until known otherwise, I'll carry you on my back as far as my legs will carry me if that's what it takes.
It says a lot about you. To honor a gentleman's agreement. Again, a rare thing. It's a shame when men cannot trust each other at their word.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I don't think anybody who can't be trusted at their word could even be considered a man.
It's quite a statement.
I mean, what are we if we aren't what we say we are? We're just an illusion. We're a fake. We're nothing more than hypocrites.
Oh, but they are rampant.
It's true. It's true. Show our sheep, women, children rampant.
That's quite the lump You've put a lot of people in.
Mm-hmm. If you wonder why I push so hard, if you wonder why I don't trust so easy, it's because I hold people to a higher standard and I try and hold myself to the same.
Noted.
Off in the east, we can start seeing that subtle bit of red and pink start to come up from behind the clouds, and the clouds start to kind of light up, and we can see that the sunrise is starting to come. Kyle, roll me a d6 for weather.
That would be a 3.
It's still cloudy, but the clouds are starting to get that slight pinkish red hue as the morning rolls in.
Well, Captain, should we breakfast and wake the other men?
Yeah, Captain would kind of give you a double pat on the back and go, looks like God gave us one more. Let's make the best of it.